What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Jose Show. Happy Thursday. I hope that everyone is enjoying their lovely, marvelous day. But anywho, let's get into the hot topics. Now let's talk about Teddi Mellencamp. So Teddi Mellencamp received some shocking health news Wednesday, but despite finding out her brain is covered in numerous tumors, it hasn't changed anything about her pending divorce. So sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the reality television star and her estranged husband Edwin Aroyavi are still going through with their divorce despite her diagnosis. And that said, we're told her health is still a top priority for the family, and Edwin actually visited her in the hospital with their 3 kids Wednesday. They haven't seen her since she underwent surgery though. So our sources say those who have chatted with Teddi since the surgery say she's been super positive in the midst of her harrowing medical reality. And Teddi's BFF and Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Kyle Richards and singer Morgan Wade are among those who've chatted with her, visiting her in the hospital. So this is really insane that Teddi Mellencamp and Edwin Aroyavi are still divorcing despite Teddi Mellencamp going through surgery, because I believe that at this very moment, I think that Teddi Mellencamp should focus more on her surgery than on the divorce, but I completely understand as to why this divorce is still happening despite the whole entire surgery, because I can imagine that Teddi Mellencamp is already sick and tired of Edwin Aroyavi, and Edwin Aroyavi is also sick and tired of Teddi Mellencamp. But what I think is very surprising though is that despite the both of them divorcing, Edwin Aroyavi is visiting this woman, Teddi Mellencamp, over at the hospital, and I think that's very sweet, by the way. But I believe that the reason to why he's doing it is because first and foremost, I mean, now she is his soon-to-be ex-wife, and second of all, I believe that this guy is doing it for the kids because the kids want to see that their parents are still united regardless of the divorce situation, especially because of the fact that their own mother, Teddi Mellencamp, is going through surgery because of multiple tumors that are in her brain. So this is very insane, and we are talking about a life-death situation because tumors are no freaking joke. But I believe that once this whole entire divorce is settled, then of course there's going to be more separation, there's going to be more distance, but I don't think that there's going to be as much distance as other couples, for example, because I believe that since there are kids involved in this whole entire marriage, there's going to be some type of communication in order to kind of have the family together in a way, but not as united as it was when both Teddi Mellencamp and Edwin Aroyavi were both cool with each other. I really believe that Edwin Aroyavi is going to be very, very depressed once this whole entire divorce gets to be settled, because I think that he is basically going to miss those good old times that he had with this woman, Teddi Mellencamp, because even though there was differences going on, you always think about the good times that went on with you and the spouse, and you always look back on how the both of you met and so, and it's just a huge torture from there, and it usually takes a lot of time in order to let go of all of those things. A simple divorce does not make you let go of the person for good. That's the thing. Okay, and by the way, this divorce has been going on since November 1st of 2023, after 13 years of marriage, okay? And it hasn't really been said well as to why the both of them are divorcing, but I can imagine that they are divorcing because they're already sick and tired of each other, because of the fact that it has been said that the both of them have irreconcilable differences, and you know, with irreconcilable differences, it's very difficult. Okay, so anywho, this is really, really sad, but I really wish and hope the best for Teddi Mellencamp in this whole entire process that she is going through with her tumors. And that's all I have to say about this. Now on to the next topic. Alright, now let's talk about Britney Spears. So Britney Spears' old Beverly Hills home, where she was famously stretchered out during her 2008 health troubles, is on the market, and it's packing one serious price tag. Okay, so apparently For a cool 7.99 million, you could own the 6-bedroom, 7-bathroom estate, a luxury oasis, and the 24-hour guard-gated Summit community, complete with a soundproof screening room / music studio, plus all the other usual high-end perks. Okay, so the mansion boasts stunning murals by renowned artist Maria Turnbull, plus a library / executive office suite for the culinary aficionados. The gourmet kitchen is top tier, and there's a built-in barbecue area perfect for hosting year-round in style. Okay, so outside you've got a saltwater pool and jacuzzi to soak up the California sun, plus plenty of hiking trails nearby for when you're ready to swap luxury for nature. And this place has a fresh new look thanks to recent renovations, but of course, it's also steeped in Hollywood history, most notably being Britney's residence from 2007 to 2012, right after her divorce from Kevin Federline. All right, so this is really insane. I think that it is a really good thing that Britney Spears is selling this home, because this home has brought her nothing but bad memories of her conservatorship, of her being on drugs, and so and so. And I think that Britney Spears should move on in a different house where she is making better memories. Okay, and plus, I believe that Britney Spears has all of the money of the world to be buying herself a better home anyways. I mean, I'm not trying to say that she has a bunch of money either, because unfortunately her freaking family ripped her off for so many years with the freaking conservatorship, but I can imagine that she still has a good money here and there because of the fact that she has been making money here and there, let's be honest. But I do think, in my opinion, that since she is going to be moving into another house, if I were her, I would not be welcoming in that family of hers, because that family of hers does not deserve to see the light of the day of that house, and that family of hers does not deserve to even have any contact with Britney Spears to begin with. I believe that she would be living in peace, being on her own in that home that she is going to be in, and I also believe that she might as well, invite her friends, invite the loved ones in that home that will actually help her create a bunch of beautiful memories in that new home that she's going to be moving into. And I'm sure that she's still going to be living here in California, because here in California, a bunch of dreams are being made anyways, when it comes to being a singer, being an actress, being so and so, anywho. And of course, California has a really good weather and so and so. So there is no freaking way that Britney Spears is moving out of California. However, I also believe that Britney would have to move somewhere that is not so close to Los Angeles either. Like, she would have to move maybe to Beverly Hills, or maybe move to, I don't know, Calabasas, or move somewhere more up north that is also really nice, because of the fact that all these wildfires are a huge disaster and they're a huge threat to her and to many other people in Los Angeles. So I'm also thinking that that could also be the reason to why Britney Spears is moving out of that house, by the way, that she is selling for $8 million. Now, I don't have that money to be buying a house like that, but if I were to have the money, I wouldn't even buy that house anyways, because regardless of the fact that that house has the studio and it has a beautiful view and it has a beautiful pool and so, I don't want to be at risk of getting into any wildfires. Hell no. And I don't want to be in a house where there was so much drama going on with Britney Spears and her family, and then where Britney Spears was having her huge decline in her mental health. Hell no. It's very sad and it's very scary at the same time, having to be in a house like that. Come on. But anywho, I can also imagine that another reason to why Britney Spears is moving out of this house and is selling it is because Britney, let's remember, got so many prank calls from the police. Because let's remember that a lot of these crazy weird fans were calling the police in order to have the police check in on Britney Spears over at her house, which, by the way, I'm pretty surprised that all of these fans were really good in seeing where Britney Spears lives. But very creepy at the same time. So I think that's another thing that Britney is trying to avoid here. Okay, but man, I really think that hopefully Brittany will find herself a really good man in the future. And even if she won't find herself a really good man in the future, hopefully she'll find so much peace with doing other things in her life. Like maybe she'll hopefully release a new album really soon. Maybe she'll go off and, I don't know, make a movie. Maybe she'll, I don't know, just go off to one of those yoga classes in order to find peace, or maybe go to a spa and maybe relax. I don't know. I'm just having suggestions here for the girl because I know that Britney deserves all of the peace of the world. Okay. And also, I do love me some Britney Spears anyways. She is amazing. And yeah. But anyways, on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Khloe Kardashian. So Khloe Kardashian's reflecting on Lamar Odom's overdose, reminding him she was there for him like no one else, even claiming his late dad Joe Odom wanted to pull the plug while he was in the hospital. So the reality star dropped the bomb about his 2015 coma recovery on the Kardashians, alleging, "I was there when your father said pull the plug so he can be on your life insurance." So Lamar's dad Joe died in 2021, and while they had their ups and downs, the former NBA star regularly maintained they loved each other. But if Khloe's story holds, it really shows the extent of their father/son strain. So Khloe emphasized it was her family supporting Lamar, with Kim and Chris by his side while she was there through it all, including his 6 heart attacks, 12 strokes. Okay, so she went on, "I didn't leave you for 4 months. I got a staph infection because I lived in a hospital." Okay, so eventually Khloe shared she ended the relationship to protect her peace, especially after he relapsed a year after his overdose, a moment that crushed her as she recalled punching him in the face and shattering everything in the house. Okay, so this is really insane. I think that this is a bunch of drama that should be kept in the past and that should not be brought up at all, because reflecting on stuff like this is just going to make things worse here. I think that Khloe Kardashian should just be blessed, and she should be happy for the present that she is living in right now, because now she is not going through anything bad and she is not seeing anybody getting an overdose, and she also isn't seeing anybody get into a coma either. And also, let's remember that now that she is living her beautiful present, I mean, now she might as well just focus on her family. She might as well just focus on her own self-well-being, because I can imagine that the fact that Lamar Odom was, going through so much at the time, it was really affecting Khloe Kardashian as well, because of the fact that Lamar Odom was really something to Khloe Kardashian. And I mean, it really was something to Joe Odom as well, because I do know that Joe Odom was really, very not so close to Lamar Odom, but yet again, I can imagine that Khloe Kardashian was thinking so much of Joe Odom at the time when Joe Odom was going through his, health decline, which is what caused him to die back in 2021. And, I do believe that, yes, Lamar Odom is going through a huge, dirty conscience right now, because he had a really strained relationship with his own father at the time before passing away, especially because, unfortunately, he was never able to get along with his dad, Joe Odom, before passing away. And I'm sure that could be the reason to why he's really devastated to this point, that this whole entire strained relationship happened in the first place. However, I do believe that from up in heaven, I do think that this guy is really looking down to Lamar Odom, and he's like, okay, well, you have your regrets, but I mean, you are who you are, and you are just someone that is, a human being just like the rest of us. I mean, I forgive you, and you are still loved by me, son. Okay? So I think that's what maybe this guy should look at this as, Lamar Odom, okay? And I do think that this is a really good example for Khloe Kardashian and for Kim Kardashian and for many of the other Kardashians and Jenners, because I do know for a fact that those Kardashian girls do not get along at all, and they are just very distant towards one another. And I think that they should start loving one another, and they should start being more uniting from now on, okay? Just saying, because here's the thing, the worst thing of it all when it comes to a family is having to distance yourself from your own family, because it really is heartbreaking that you are not communicating with people that you shared your life with. And it really is heartbreaking having to, especially ghost them out of nowhere, all because of family drama and because of that he said, she said. Like, there is a thing called fixing your differences, especially before the death of somebody, okay? And also, if you even live near that person, it's really a really good way and advantage for you to go towards your family or go towards your brother or sister and fix things with your family, so that way there won't be any regrets by the day of tomorrow, and there will be more love and more kindness and more unity. Okay, so there's really that Lamar Odom and Joe Odom should have done before Joe Odom unfortunately passed away back in 2021. But anywho, it really does suck though that there was 6 heart attacks and 12 strokes being involved in all of this, because that is a very painful death, and I really do not want to imagine all of those things that Joe Odom went through. I really don't. Whew, but anywho, my hearts and prayers go out to Lamar Odom, and I really do send a lot of love and kindness towards Khloe Kardashian as well. All right, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Jodeci lead singer KCI. So Jodeci lead singer KCI had to take a time out because of a serious health scare after going down with a bout of pneumonia. Okay, so we're hearing he's alright, but Jodeci is canceling this weekend's tour dates as a precaution. So KCI's manager Michael Perron tells TMZ KCI was hospitalized for pneumonia and has since been released and is at home resting with antibiotics. Alright, so Michael says this weekend's concerts have been canceled, but hold tight, freaking you finds they're working on rescheduling the shows for later dates. Okay, so all upcoming Jodeci shows after this weekend will proceed normally, as the group expects KCI to make a full recovery with rest and care. So the legendary R&B group was slated for a Valentine's Day romp in Brooklyn at King's Theater at a follow-up show in CT over the weekend, but KCI's well-being is now the top priority. Okay, so I think that his health is absolutely a top priority, because this man is going through pneumonia, and pneumonia is not a joke. So many people have died from pneumonia, okay, and we are going through flu season, guys, so that's even worse. And also, it's so freaking cold outside these days, and man, you can't even deal with that freaking cold weather. Now, we need to be more considerate of these people, guys, because if we're not going to be considerate, then there's just going to be a point where these people like KCI are not going to have no freaking choice but to go off and still perform even though they are sick, and then that's going to put their health at risk even more. And I think that it's really a good thing that he is perfectly fine, because I think that this guy deserves to live, and I think that this guy deserves definitely to still be with his fans, of course. So there's also that. So anyways, Michael Perron, I really pray and I really hope you a speedy recovery. Okay, now on to the next topic. Now let's talk about Drake. So Drake and Party Next Door's new album hasn't even dropped yet, but it's already being accused of plagiarism. Fans think Drizzy took a big swipe from Freddie Gibbs's $Sign's album. Okay, so on Thursday, Drake and Party premiered the track list. On the back cover art of their Valentine's Day drop, Some Sexy Songs for You, with cartoonish rabbits brandishing $signs. So fans immediately drew comparisons to Freddie's album, and the Grammy-nominated rapper agreed with the rabbits ripoff. So anywho, Freddie also shouted out Soulja Boy, who's been taking faux pas shots at Drake for months now. So Kendrick Lamar's rap battle with Drake seemingly ended with his record-breaking Super Bowl performance on Sunday, and Drizzy might just be entering a new one with Freddie by Friday. Okay, so Gibbs's rabbit branding dates back several years on record covers and clothing merch for the Soul Sold Separately campaign. Freddie scattered casino-style rabbit $signs posters all over the country. Okay, so the album was also released on Warner Records, Drake's Oval label home at the time. Okay, so anywho, this is really insane that Drake and Party Next Door's album hasn't been released yet, but it's already being rumored to be an album that is going after Kendrick Lamar because of the fact that Kendrick Lamar went after Drake over at the Super Bowl on Sunday by performing Not Like Us. And also, let's remember that Kendrick Lamar got to be performing with Serena Williams and SZA, which happened to be Drake's exes, which is even worse, by the way. I think that at this point, this guy, Drake, is going to end up even performing at the Super Bowl next year, and he's going to be pulling off something similar too. Like maybe he's going to go off and perform something very evil, very shady against Kendrick Lamar, and then Kendrick Lamar is going to be even more mad, and then I don't know, he's gonna end up doing something very weird from there, and it's gonna be even more scary. I can see it happening, and I think that that would be a bunch of childish games. And I think that it's already more childish games anyways, that the both of them are already doing these rap battles against one another, because I feel like as two black guys that are in the hip hop business, they can't be fighting against one another like if they were in high school. I think that as two black guys that are in the rap business, they should be uplifting one another, and they should be getting along with one another, because that's how it should be, you know? Like, it's just too much of the too much. And it's just so weird too that, you know, this has been going on for like over a year now, and it's all over something ridiculous if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we should just let it go, man. We should just move on. We should just find peace now. I mean, there's so many things going on in this world right now that I believe that being in a fight with somebody and then having to be throwing disses here and there with these rap songs here and there, it's just a waste of time, and I think that is just too much, you know? All right, but anywho, that is it for today's show, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's lovely episode of the Jose Show. Till next time, and peace.